And India has a better deal than some of our other players in the region.
And we are much faster off the block compared to the others.
But I think the strategy at the moment focuses on the trade deal that we're working towards. If for some reason it does not happen by the end of this year, what is the plan B, or is plan B to make plan A work?
Well, I think this is another area where I'd like to quote from your past experience. Look at COVID. The challenges were many. Solutions were experimented with very often. If you recall, the oxygen was a big crisis. We had only 900 metric tons of medical oxygen being produced a day. We needed 10 times that amount. But Prime Minister Modi, through deft handling of the entire ecosystem that could produce oxygen, actually achieved not only the production of medical oxygen grow to 10 or 11,000 tons a day, but the bigger problem of logistics, of moving this large quantity, was also resolved. We had to send empty containers, ISO containers, by Air Force planes to save time, and move the finished or filled up containers through railway. And we did that literally on real-time overnight basis. Like that, I can recount 50 examples during COVID. There's always plan A, plan B, plan C. But we succeed in whatever we take up. We will succeed here. Look at the Ukraine-Russia war. Many people criticize Prime Minister Modi that why are you not taking sides one way or the other. But look at the situation today. The world is recognizing and respecting Prime Minister Modi's astute handling of the war between Ukraine and Russia.
It's very interesting.
We never took sides.
Yeah.
We balanced our relationship. We worked towards diplomacy and dialogue leading to peace. And the whole world realizes today that that was the right path and the only way this crisis could be resolved. And I would add to that, there was the crisis of oil, oil imports, crude oil imports into the country. Now just imagine, Palki, and you understand economics a little bit. I see your Vantage program quite often. Friends, just try to imagine if India did not import the crude oil that we got from Russia, and we were standing in the international market with our requirement, and our requirement is not small. We import between 3 and 4 million barrels a day. 3 or 4 million barrels a day is our requirement. We don't have enough domestic oil. Now, if we were standing in the market to buy that level of crude oil, the price of oil for the whole world would have increased to probably $300 per barrel. Thanks to India importing oil from Russia in large measure, we were able to bring stability to the crude oil prices, the benefit of which the entire world enjoyed. Entire world could protect themselves from inflation. That is the way Prime Minister Modi thinks in advance of what the others can think. So he's always two steps ahead. And I think the world, as Dr. Jaishankar rightly said, the world should send a thank you note to Prime Minister Modi for saving the whole world from this oil crisis that could have happened.
President Trump has said that India is going to substantially reduce tariffs, and I know that we've made some moves with American whiskey and high-end bikes and so on. But have you also spelled out some red lines that these are the no-go zones where we shall not entertain American demands?
Palki, we always look at India's interests. For us, it is India first. Our goal of making India a developed and prosperous nation by 2047 is paramount in our mind when we are engaged with any country. The US, the EU, UK, New Zealand, Chile, Peru, Oman. We are working on several free trade agreements bilaterally with developed nations with whom we have no competition but who can add to our economic prosperity. And in each of them, India's interests are paramount. So obviously, we take care of what India needs and what is good for India. But every trade deal is a win-win for both sides. and it involves negotiations. We never negotiate on the platform of a news channel. Negotiations are behind closed doors, and there's a lot of give and take that happens. But the final outcome will always be in India's interests. That assurance I can give to all Indian countrymen. And the proof of the story lies in the past.
Yeah.
We did an FTA with Mauritius. We did an FTA with Australia. With the ECTA agreement, Economic Cooperation and Trade Agreement. We did an FTA with the UAE, the world's fastest ever negotiated FTA. We did an FTA with the 4 EFTA countries, Switzerland, Iceland, Norway, and Liechtenstein. All of these agreements with extensive stakeholder consultations. Even News18 could not find any fault with those free trade agreements. So our free trade agreements under the Modi government, guided by Prime Minister Modi's principles of India first, are always in the best interests of India and 140 crore Indians.
Piyush, have you heard the Gen Z term truth bombs? It's what you dropped a few days back about Indian startups. Why did you choose to drop the truth bomb, and why now?
First of all, let me tell you, it was not a truth bomb. It was an appeal to India's talent. And we have huge talent in India. We are the people who provide talent to the world. Our skills, our STEM graduates. And by the way, we produce the highest number of STEM graduates in India, 43% of whom are women. STEM is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. 43% of our STEM graduates are women. Our talent has huge potential. They've done some wonderful work over the last 9 years since Prime Minister Modi launched Startup India. We've grown from 400 startups to nearly 170,000 plus startups. There's always a moment in history when you now look for the next level of growth. You aspire for bigger and better. And that needs a little bit of jogging of the true potential of India. And I was only trying to show the mirror to our young men and women, show them the huge potential that India has, that each one of our youngsters has, and encourage them to dream big, to aspire big. Because as Prime Minister Modi often says, unless we dream big, unless we look for very big targets, we will never achieve that. And I think that was the simple effort I tried to do. But I must share with you, by and large, I did an analysis of the entire social media, which was abuzz with the comments of the news channels.
Yeah.
And I found there was a very small ecosystem. Almost all the Congress handles, obviously they are the culprits, one would imagine. But I saw that I got my office to analyze all those news, all those handles on Twitter, on Insta, on Facebook who were critical of my comments. Save and except 3-4 people.
Yeah.
They were all a part of an ecosystem that has been bashing the Modi government on every single opportunity they got. I can share that report one day in public. It will be an eye-opener for all my young friends to see how the Congress party and its ecosystem doesn't wish to see our startups engage with modern technology, engage with the best in the world, have big aspirations, big targets. And on the other hand, even Aman Gupta of Shark Tank, I saw a lot of comments by very reputed founders, very reputed startup companies, welcoming the call to action for our youngsters to aspire to achieve big targets. You remember Chandrayaan?
Yes.
We didn't succeed the first time when we tried to do the lunar landing on the south pole of the moon. Prime Minister Modi was right there, encouraging the young scientists, encouraging the team, many women there, encouraging them, don't lose hope. I think it was Dr. Sivan at that time, encouraging them, we have to succeed. We will succeed as a nation.